ACT Math, Test Number 3, Answer Key Part 1. As in previous videos, read the instructions. You should pause this right now and read it carefully. The big piece I always point out is the bold lie here that the illustrated figures are not necessarily drawn to scale. You can almost look at a drawing and say, well, that one's about 5 long, so therefore that one's about 7 long. Get answers straight off of that. If I have any examples, I'll show you. Again, I would pause this before I go through problems, try them on your own, and then go from there. So I'm going to roll through these pretty quickly, the idea being that you have the pause button to slow down, absorb things, and go. In triangle XYZ, and notice that I've put all this stuff fairly tightly packed. On a real ACT, you'd have the whole right column to work off of. Angle Y is obtuse, so should have drawn this a little better, but I'm not actually that far off. There's an obtuse angle. Which of the following is true about measures of angle X and Y? The sum of the measures is equal to 180. No. One and only one of the angles is obtuse. Impossible. You can only have one obtuse angle in a right triangle. If this is 100 degrees, these two are going to add up to 80 degrees. So the biggest one could be is 79.9 degrees or something like that. The sum of the two measures is less than 90. Looks good to me. One and only one of the angles is acute. False. Sum of the measures is equal to 90. False. So that's it. Looks like C. The Matos family decided to go on a 3-day trip. First day they drove 125.5 miles. Second day 80.4 miles. I'm going to start converting everything right away to metric. And on the third day 95.75. If you're not sure, just plug it into a calculator. What's the total distance they traveled? I could probably do some of this in my head, but there is no point whatsoever. I add them up, I get 301.65. That's right here. Now what I'm going to do to check it is add without the fractions. 125 plus 80 plus 95, which actually I should do in my head. 100 is 220 is 300. And then quick look at 0.5 and 0.4 is 0.9, 0.75 is 0.65. Now I know I got it right. It took me an extra second to check it, do it a different way. I recommend it. If you're a person who takes a long time to get a test done, maybe not. It's up to you. 3 different items are purchased at a store. Sales tax on these items can be found, multiplying the price of each item by 5%, and then adding the results, as in A plus B plus C times 1.05, and then add them on. So that just described this right here. A lot of people struggle with this 5%. That's a 1.05 when you're saying what's the price of the item plus the 5%, so you have to go 1.05. If I just wanted the tax, I would go 0.05. Which of the following was equivalent? Usually they stick a negative in here just so you're paying attention. None, so it's a pretty straightforward problem. 10x minus 11y. This is a problem you want to get done quickly. And quick check. Yeah, that's right. Done. Which of the following set contains all prime numbers? Look for non-prime numbers. 8, 9, 9, 9. C. In the diagram below, what is the length of the line segment joining the 2 points located? Now this is distance formula. If you want to go x1, y1, x2, y2, and do this whole thing. And I should be consistent here. A lot of people like 2's first. Doesn't matter. I don't want to do that. I want to look at this as a right triangle. 6 to 3 for the y is 3. Negative 3 to 2 is 5. So 25 plus 9 is 34. Square root of 34. Quick check. X is first. 2 minus negative 3 is 5. 5 squared is 25. 6 minus 3 is 3. Squared is 9. And 25 is 34. Watch out, they are trying to mess with you because that looks an awful lot like a 3, 4, 5, but of course the 5 has to be on the hypotenuse here, so it's not. Equilateral triangle. I'm not even reading the rest of the question, which is a bad habit. What's angle 1? 60 degrees. It's vertical. It's right there. They're equal. Athlete spends 120 minutes exercising, 20 minutes stretching, warming up, 15 minutes jogging, 35 minutes lifting weights. If they spend the rest of the time cooling down, what percentage is devoted to cooling down? 120 minus 20 minus 50. Good habit here. Minus 35. Should get 15, but I am going to check that in the calculator. $15. So 15% wrong. Read the full question. What percent? Percent means how much time do we have total? How much time do we use? And we get 0.125, which is 12.5%. So, simple fraction. Now, a lot of people are good with fractions. I'm very impressed. Get these whole numbers out of the way. 9 plus 1/4 plus 1/3. 9 plus 3/12 plus 4/12. 9 and 7/12. Do not trust myself, so I'm going to put in the calculator. But when I put in the calculator, and I can't pronounce that for some reason right now, 4 plus 1 divided by 4 plus 5 plus 1 divided by 3. I get 9.58. I'm going to subtract out the 9 and hit the math fraction button. And it says 7/12, so correct. Never hurts to check. And here's what I said earlier. They did put this negative in here, so get rid of it. Negative, plus, plus. Change everything. 3a squared minus a squared, 2a squared, b squared plus b squared plus 2b squared, negative 1 plus 1 gone. We could factor this out, which it looks like they did, and I feel nervous. I feel like I messed something up. Negative 1 plus 1 is gone. Yep, that one's correct. Ben, Jim, Alice, Aaron, and Rick are friends. Ben is 20, Jim is 17, Alice is 21, Aaron is 19. The average age is 20. 20 plus 17 plus 21 plus 19 plus R for Rick, all divided by 2, 3, 4, 5 equals 20. Now, solve that if you want. I'm going to look at this and say it's 23. Because 20 is the average age, ditch it. 21, 19 average are 20, ditch it. 17 has to average with Rick, so Rick has to be 23. Another way to do it is all I'm saying. This way is fine too. 20 plus 17 plus 21 plus 19 is 77. Plus Rick equals 100. I multiplied everything by 5. $23. Just another way to do it. Which of the following linear equations has a slope of negative 5/3? Well, we got to solve for y. This is going to be negative 3/4, I think. I'm going to ditch it. You can ignore all of these b values. They don't mean anything for slope. This looks like it will probably be the answer. This has got 2 and 5. This has got 3 and 2. This has got 5 and 3, so it could be that one. Let's check this one. 3y equals negative 5x minus 2. Technically, I don't really care. Negative 5/3 x minus 2/3. Looks like it. You know what? I'm here. I might as well check. This one I get y equals negative 3 fifths x minus 4 fifths. Notice how sloppy my handwriting is, so it's definitely not that one. Intersection of which of the following always forms a point? Two separate planes? Nope, they can form a line or nothing. Circumference of a circle and a plane? No, they could form a circumference, or 2 points, or 1 point. good word to underline. 2 non-parallel lines in a plane. Yep. As long as they're not parallel, they'll form a point, and they're in a plane. Surface of a cube and circumference of a circle. No. Circumference of 2 circles. Maybe, but no, not necessarily. So C is the answer. Alright, expression w plus 1 to the third plus 3. We got some work to do. W plus 1 times w plus 1 times w plus 1 plus 3. W squared plus 2w plus 1. That one I can do very quickly. However, after that, I'm kind of up a creek. Let's do the w first. W to the third plus 2w squared plus w. Now the 1. W squared plus 2w plus 1 plus 3. So I get w to the third. Gone. Gone. Plus 3w squared. Gone. Plus 3w. Yes. Plus 4. Right there. And I would have written that all out, but I'm kind of out of space. A wheel with a circumference of 1 meter rolls over a flat road. So a wheel with a circumference, that was horrible, of 1 meter. So that's once around is 1 meter. Rolls over a flat road for 20 kilometers, also known as 20,000 meters. Same wheel rolls over a flat road for 15 kilometers and uphill for 5 kilometers. How far did the wheel roll in all? Well, 1 meter is just, 20,000 divided by 1 meter is 20,000 rolls. Actually, this is a useless piece of information if I'm reading it correctly. How far did the wheel go? It's got a circumference of 1 meter. Who cares? It rolls over 20 kilometers, and it rolls over another 20 kilometers. That's 40 kilometers, aka 40,000 meters. That's a deliberately misleading question. I don't like it. But that's what they do here. Third roots. Tricky. I gotta find a third root. My third roots are 1, 8, 27, 125. And it looks like there's some 125s in here. Possibly an 8 too. So let's see what we got in 320 here. Well, we definitely got an 8 in 320. Let's do the 320. 8 times, and there's a couple 8s in there. So 64. That would have been my next one. Oops, I missed it. Boy, that's bad. 64 times third root of 5, as I thought. So we have a minus 4 third root of 5. Over here we have 135, which I don't think can do anything. My guess is that that is a misprint on my part. I'll have to fix it, because 135 is not going to help me out. Oh, my bad. My bad. It's actually 4 times the third root of 27 times the third root of 5, which is 4 times 3, which is 12 times the third root of 5, which is 8 third root of 5. Good. Well, that's part 1. Part 2 will continue with problem 17. Good luck.